My Hero Academia is a series I hold very near and dear. I started watching the show a few years back, and since then, I've really enjoyed the series. But post season 3, I've noticed some problems with the anime in particular. I plan to make a retrospective video on the show at some point in the future, but until then, I want to bring light to some of the anime's biggest flaws. Before I start this critique of the show, I want you to bear a few things in mind. Number 1, anything I say about the animation shouldn't be taken out on the animators. They work extremely hard, and the fault of the show's direction shouldn't fall on them, as they do most of the hard work. And number 2, I am not a master in critiquing media. My view and opinion might be very different compared to yours. Respect my opinion and I'll respect yours. With that out of the way, let me mark the point where I felt the show started to drop the ball. I had watched seasons 1 to 3 in a matter of a month or so. I then came to the realization I had caught up with the series and now I had to wait for the 4th season to release. In the meantime, I started reading the manga as a substitute, and damn, I really enjoyed the manga. Finally, when the 4th season released, I was excited to see the Shiazaikai arc animated and to see Mirio and 100% Deku in action. But after season 4 though, and comparing it to previous seasons, it feels different. One of the weirdest aspects is definitely the animation. Don't get me wrong, the animation in a lot of the scenes is amazing. For example, this moment in the fight between 100% Deku and Overhaul. Damn, this looks incredible. But one of the most disappointing parts to this arc in terms of animation has to be the fight between Quirkless Lemillion and Overhaul. The majority of the fight is a slideshow when it could have looked so much better. Another problem you won't really see become a major issue until season 5 is flashbacks. The My Hero anime has become infamous at this point for the amount of flashbacks it has. While not being a big issue from seasons 1 to 4, season 5 is where the amount of flashbacks gets ridiculous. With that being said, let's talk about season 5. Season 5 of My Hero Academia has been pretty anticlimactic so far, with an exception of a few episodes. More notably, the episode The Unforgiven. It was definitely a return to form and a breath of fresh air for the season. The episode that aired previously though, housed one of the biggest problems I have with the new seasons of the show. The amount of flashbacks in the episode The Hellish Todoroki Family is annoying. We get a flashback of All Might within a flashback of All Might talking to Endeavor from last season. We get a flashback from a scene episodes ago. We get a flashback to a flashback from season 2, albeit with a bit more added to it, but definitely not enough to make this flashback worth including. Flashbacks are the majority of this episode unfortunately, and it doesn't ruin the episode, but it definitely knocks it down a good few pegs in terms of being a good episode. The rest of the episode was good, so it sucks a lot of it was wasted on flashbacks. Now on to the reason I made this video. The reason why this season has been so disappointing. The rearrangement of the arcs has without a doubt done more bad than good. For context, they essentially swapped around the Endeavor Agency arc and My Villain Academia arc, putting the Endeavor Agency arc before My Villain Academia. The rearrangements of the arcs seems to be for no reason until you take into account the recently released filler episode. At the end of the filler episode is a promo for the 3rd film that recently released in Japan. If it's not clear to you, they rearranged the My Villain Academia arc in order to accommodate context for the 3rd movie, since that takes place during the Endeavor Agency arc. This doesn't sound bad initially, but it's what this rearrangement caused and what it tells us about the studio's priorities. This shift of arcs caused a few things to happen, mainly the spoiling of the arc's ending. While the typical anime only won't know what the introduction of Redestro and his alliance with the League is about when seeing this episode, when they actually get through the My Villain Academia arc, it spoils the ending. It gives away that the Meta Liberation Army teams up with the League, and it gives away their plans to destroy Japan. This is a change that has disappointed me a lot. This season of My Hero Academia was looking to be the best in the show's history. My Villain Academia is one of the series' best arcs, and is something I was looking forward to see the anime cover. But another fear I have is the arc's pacing. As of now, there are 6 episodes left in season 5. This means the MVA arc has to fit in those 6 episodes. Either that or they'll make the arc continue into season 6 like the Pro Hero arc. I hope this isn't the case because I feel that would kill the pacing and excitement if they had to split the arc between the end of season 5 and the beginning of season 6. So if they end up fitting the entire arc into that 6 episode slot, I worry that it could affect the arc's pacing. I don't want the arc to rush over things because the MVA arc has a lot, and I mean a lot, of key moments. I could very well be worrying over nothing, but it's a genuine concern to have, especially after what they did with the arc already. Now to the question, what does this tell me about the motivation behind this change to the season? Let's look at the previous movie, Heroes Rising. It made 29.98 million USD at the box office. To me, the only reason a third film is being made so close after the release of the second one is purely for monetary gain. This isn't that they got bones or Horikoshi, because truth be told, I love the movies. Heroes Rising's plot was something originally saved for the finale of the series, so how could you possibly top that with a third film? Don't get me wrong, the plot of the third film has me interested since it revolves around a pretty underlying presence in the My Hero world, that being the quirk Doomsday Theory. But man, it's so obvious that the third film was purely conceived for money to an extent. I'm sure the team had a genuinely good movie idea too, but money was still a big factor, seeing as how well the last film did. And hey, it's working because on its opening weekend, the third movie netted around 9 million USD. To me, this shows that the quality of the show is willing to be sacrificed if it means they can make a movie. The most painful part is that this season could have been amazing. It could have been fantastic, but the rearrangement of the arcs and the constant flashbacks really brought it down. It's still a good season and I'm excited to see My Villain Academia animated, but man, it's the fact that they were willing to show the arcs ending before it even started that annoys me. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is a topic I was very passionate about, so I hope you enjoyed it. Check out my socials, check out my podcast, a new episode of that should be dropping alongside this video, and as always, have yourselves a good one.